Welcome to my bedroom floor. Cheers, it's coffee. I thought I'd just take the opportunity to chat a bit about internet. So after I posted a mini noob update the other week, several of you, thank you so much, got in touch about internet and how terrible it can be, and a couple of things like that I might want to think about, like maybe the hardware's broken. And the reason why I'm sitting on my bedroom floor is I just fancied a change because my boat's not that big and I'm aware that the background is always somewhere in the living room. So I do try and shake it up a little bit, and I just quite fancy sitting on the floor. It's also quite a warm day, and this is beautifully cool down here. So yeah, I might sit here more often. I've never actually sat here. The camera is in the doorway and I'm just sat the other side of the doorway. Anyway, so yeah, internet. So my internet story is a little bit more complicated than I actually made out. So I said that my internet used to be good and now it's doggy doo-doo, but actually the real story is that when I first got my internet, the internet was awful. My router, the internet would drop out several times a day. I had to restart the router to get connection back, and interestingly it would always knock out at around 9 p.m. almost every night. And I started to think that there was some interference, that it was so regular, the pattern, that there must be something else interfering, like whether the amount of demand on the system was high. I don't know, at like 9 p.m. maybe everyone's on Netflix, I have no idea. But it would be really irritating if I wanted to go to bed and look at something on my phone because the internet would die, and I'm like, I am not getting up to restart the router. So yeah, it was a real pain, and working was really difficult. I had to hotspot on my mobile phone because my work mobile phone gets better signal. It actually has signal in the boat, so I could put that by a window and get kind of 3G. So yeah, working was a nightmare. Watching anything on sort of the internet was a nightmare. But all of a sudden, about 3 months of that, and it was fantastic. The internet was amazing. It never failed. It was brilliant. I could look at it in the middle of the night. And I have no idea what caused that change. So it really began to, I really began to think that it was something that in the marina, maybe somebody with a boat that, I don't know, had some interference or something had gone. That's what I assumed. This boat had toddled off, and whatever the problem was fixed. And yeah, it was brilliant. You could play online games. I mean, it was never really fast. It was between sort of 8 and I think my very, very best, I think I got 12 megabits per second. But to put that in perspective, some people can get 50, 80 in a house with fibre. So I'm never going to get that. And I don't need that. I don't need a lot of internet. I can make do. Uploading videos for me is the thing that takes the longest, which is really annoying. I've got a video uploading right now and it's only on 10% and it's been going forever, so I'll just let that sit there. Anyway, so yeah, I really don't know why it's gone down the pan again recently, maybe about 3 weeks ago. So I'm really struggling again. It's not as bad as when I first got it, so I don't know if the same problem is back, because I have internet at night. I still have that, so it's not dropping out at 9 every night. It doesn't need restarting every day, but it is just poor, really, really slow. So yeah, it's quite interesting. As somebody said, I'm sorry, I can't remember your handle and I'm not in front of the computer at the moment, but yeah, weather, interestingly, has a big effect on the internet, and you'd think that it's just bad weather, but it isn't. If it's really hot, really sunny, the internet hates it. If it's hot in the boat, my router can't handle it. I have to turn the router off. It gets really, really hot to touch, so I actually turn it off. And that was when we had that heat wave last year. So yeah, heat does nothing for the signal. It really does not help at all. But yeah, bad weather, lots of rain, terrible winds, that doesn't help either. Despite the router supposedly being able to withstand 200 miles an hour, that's rubbish. So yeah, anyway, that's basically the story of my internet. I'm still really pleased with the antenna and the router that I chose. So I've still got the same equipment as was in my internet video, which might be video 7. I'll put a link in the description and on the video, so you can see it. But yeah, that's the video update. And if anyone's got any thoughts on that, or comments or commiserations, or you just want to get involved and say, yeah, I hate my internet too, then please do. a job that needs doing today is I need to pull the fridge out. So I've been smelling this weird smell for a few weeks and it doesn't seem to be getting any worse except this one day when I opened the bedroom door and it really did not smell too good in here. And I think I've got quite a good sense of smell and I think I've narrowed it down to behind the fridge. So the fridge itself doesn't smell, but if you stick your nose at the top of the fridge, you can kind of smell it. So it's not easy to pull this fridge out. I'll show you what I mean. If you stick your nose in here, you can kind of smell it, but it's tight up to here and it's tight up to here. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it out, but we'll give it a go. I'm going to open this so I can get a bit more kind of hands-on here and kind of wiggle it side to side. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea what it's going to look like when I pull it out. I should have enough slack for the cable because it's cabled in straight to the batteries and the cable runs kind of behind the steps around the cupboard and to the fridge, I think. So let's see what happens. There's the back of the fridge and there's the cable. I mean, it's absolutely filthy, but it doesn't look too bad from here. But it's going to be difficult getting it. See, it's on a plank of wood. I'm in a right pain getting it back on that. Oh, and not pulling the floor with it either. Alright. Not a budge. Okay. Aha! Pulling the bottom first is the trick. At least a little bit anyway. Ooh, it's bringing the floor with it. Okay. Yay! So it's pulling the cable with it, so I'm just giving it a bit of slack. It's very hot. Success. I'm not sure I want to show you what's behind here. Okay. Can't even reach you now. There is just enough cable. Okay, so some light. So this is the back of my fridge, or underneath my fridge. Absolutely disgusting. Good job I'm not selling food on here. Yeah. Not as bad as I thought it might be. It's mostly cobwebs. Looks a bit damp as well. I was thinking there might be muck sort of back here. wet muck that got mouldy, but I can't see any, but I'll get my head down and have a proper look at that, and I'll clean the floor up. Luckily there's plenty of cable. Oh, there's things moving in there. Yeah, right, I'm gonna get on to cleaning that now. I vacuumed it all up best as I can, so now I'm just gonna scrub it, because I think some of this is mouldy. It doesn't feel damp, and the mould might be old, but I'll clean it off anyway. Under here looks fine, there's no wet patches or anything. There's a few cobwebs that I've got rid of, so I might just take a cloth to this, just wipe it off. But to be honest, I can't find the smell. I think the smell is just kind of ancient dust and grime. So yeah, I might just leave the fridge out if I can tonight and just air this out, and yeah, just scrub the floor a bit and see if I can get some of this mould and grime up, because the vacuum, you know, didn't pick any of this up, so it's all pretty sticky. But we'll see what it looks when I'm done. The floor's drying out nicely, so I've cleaned all that, and I've done the back as well, and the sides, and the back of the fridge just wiped down as well, and also the top and sides of the fridge. So I'm going to leave that out for now as much as I can to give it an airing, and then I'll push it in later tonight or tomorrow. I mean, it is like high 20s in here. It was 29 about an hour ago, so I imagine it'll dry out in no time. I can still smell the smell, but I can also smell cleaning stuff, so I'll see what it smells like tomorrow. And here we are in the morning. It looks a lot better. It still smells, but I guess it's filthy behind all the cabinets, so it could just be the filth that smells. But never mind, it also smells, as it did yesterday, of a bit of cleaning liquid, so I'll push the fridge back in and hope for the best. One thing I didn't talk about yet is that at the back. So there's a mains cable going all the way along the back of the boat, and I didn't realise it did this little detour down here. So that goes to the right, it goes to the all the sockets down the side of the boat, but here, that plug, I'm pretty confident that goes to the cooker. So I can't do anything right now because I don't have any of the equipment, but I'll have to put that in a box, a proper box, because that's ridiculous. That's the second loose socket switch that I found in this boat, so I should have thought, because the cooker has an electric ring, and I should have thought it was plugged in somewhere. It didn't occur to me it'd be like this. So yeah, that's the job I need to do. So I'll get onto that soon. Well, what do you know? The door fits better now. It used to foul either on this side or on this door, but I think what I've done is I've not quite pushed it in as far. And look, no fouling. Ta-da! So yeah, it wasn't too bad to get in. It didn't want to get in to begin with, but a bit of persuading and job done.